Okay, so we're back with episode 2 of Victoria 3, and I was hoping to continue my previous save, but it looks like that's not going to be. The last episode was in September. It's now January of 2024, and I guess the game's gotten enough updates that my save file doesn't work anymore. So I have to make a new save. I'm probably going to do the same thing. Start in Sweden. Maybe I can try to do things differently now that I theoretically understand the game slightly better. I reviewed my notes from last episode. Most of them are nonsense. Like, I have a text file here that has all of the notes listed out on it, and I'm not sure if I'm making any sense of it while we play. But I will do my best, I suppose. They thoroughly rebalanced the game. Interesting. I might go through the tutorial again, if you guys will permit me. As I said last time, the backseating policy is completely suspended. Literally just tell me what to do if I look stuck. But I think what's going to be interesting about playing this over multiple episodes is what exactly sticks in between episodes, right? All right. Yep, I remember all this. Basically, the name of the game is Market Equilibrium, if I recall correctly. Yeah. WASD to look around the map. Sure. Scroll wheel to zoom in and out. Yep, that's fine. Remember the cool underlined text thing. Tooltips inside of tooltips, which is advertised as like the second feature of the game. I remember bureaucracy, authority, and influence. These are things I have to spend to do things. But if I recall correctly, the specific shenanigan around spending these is that I have to like commit to an upkeep, right? So it's not just that I make a one-time, I pay influence once. I might do something that costs 50 influence for time step forever, right? Which is something that took me a while to wrap my head around last time. Treasury pays for everything, yep. You've got panels on the left side of the screen. Look through them, yeah. Okay, so the big one was buildings, if I recall correctly, right? And then where, I'm looking through my notes, there's a magical market equilibrium screen. Go to the market tab and sort by balance and reverse sort and use that as place scaffolding to find projects to work on. Oh, geez. Let me kill. I have this issue. I use software to replicate audio across multiple machines, and sometimes it doesn't quit out when I tell it to quit. Right. So when I reverse sort like this, this is telling me that wood has an imbalance that I can try to address, and it's these blue imbalances that are better to work on addressing in terms of like becoming more productive than orange imbalances, right, where I have like a surplus of something. Okay. Next. Production expands industries, politics manages government. I was working on building communism and failed. Well, I didn't do it in 4 hours. I was hoping to continue that attempt last time. There are lens buttons at the bottom. Sort market by market price. Sorting by balance skews it towards high volume goods. So I'm looking for, so what are the problematic market price goods? Inverse sort blue ones, like hardwood. I guess this is saying I have too much. It's the blues. Okay, gotcha. Click on the lens buttons. Yes, I think I remember this. Okay, it gave it to me that time. It's a market game. Each lens is its own map mode. Zoom out and take a look at the map to see what details changed. So we have... Click on a lens and looking at the map can give you a hunch of what's going on in your country. Worry about orange on this sort. Okay, so it's blue on the balance sort and orange on the market price sort, right? So why, when I click on these lenses, is it not changing the map for me here? Yeah, I kind of abstractly understand the relationship between them, though, right? Zoom out and take a look at the map. So that I have to close this? Is that why it's mad at me, maybe? It was because I had the market thing open, that's why. Hit the lens button again. Next, okay. Adjust the speed. Slow, please, for now. Unpause the game. Repause the game. Open the journal. Yep. Tell something is expensive because the stack of coins is taller. Okay. Expand a basic agricultural building in one of your states. Okay. I remember doing this before, I think. So my options are go to lend. Now, do I have a way to jump to the state? I do. Okay. Let's stay paused. Expand livestock ranches. So that's buildings. Livestock ranches. God, this is so complicated. I remember some of this, but it's still like, this is just like terrifying. Right. I can do this. I can do this. It's fine. Go to this place. Go to livestock ranches. I did a very small amount of Crusader Kings 3. There's auto expand, which if I recall correctly, we never want to auto expand, right? Gets you in trouble. This one? Okay. And that's... what is that actually doing? Expand buildings. Does it mean that I'm getting more copies of that building? I never want auto expand. Okay. So I can turn the time up to finish that. This construction queue here. Okay. Right. Sure. It's very odd the order in which they introduce you to concepts in this tutorial. It looks like they haven't really redone the tutorial if they rebalanced a bunch of things, because this seems to be the same order. Okay. Expansion of livestock ranches you ordered is now complete. The building can now support a larger workforce and produce more goods. You have to pay weekly material costs for the goods required in its expansion. Right. Right. Everything is upkeep. Nothing is a one-time payment. Everything is ongoing upkeep costs. Got it. Yes, sure. Change any production method on the rye farms in Svealand. Okay. So we're already here. And that means I can change from simple farming to soil-enriched farming, or any of these count as production methods, right? So I could switch from potatoes to apple orchards, or I could switch from ox-powered plows, harvesting tools. This would be dropping harvesting tools, which is bad, and I don't have the steam-powered thresher machines to switch that. So really my only choice is to switch from potatoes to apple orchards, right? Because I don't have the options to do the other things here. Okay. I think in that case my literal only option, right? Okay. Expand the iron mines. so that's the same as what I just did. So expand just means plus, right? And then I see it over in here, and it takes a while to process. I do like that they have the tell me why button, but I don't know that it does the best job of... I click on it here, right? Tell me why. Maximize the amount of value your workforce adds to the economy. Processing low value goods like grain. Okay. That makes sense. It's nice that that jumps right to that. Productivity is indicated by the gear icon in the world. Okay. Yep. How much value does every employee add to its building's economy each year? Yep. Don't want to expand only a highly productive building. Oversaturating a market decreases the market price. Okay, I think I get it. To finish letting that go, it's almost done. So yeah, there's a lot that didn't stick, but there's enough that did stick that I don't feel like completely lost like I did in the first hour of episode 1. Expand a productive building was successfully completed. Okay, improve road maintenance. Issue a decree. So I thought decrees were down here. Road maintenance. Here. And that costs authority, right? Now, is that a one-time cost in authority, or is it an ongoing cost in authority so long as the decree is in place? I think it's the latter, right? Okay. Almost everything is ongoing. Improve earnings of fishing wharves in Norland. Okay, so, okay. I have notes about this. I'm going to try to walk through them here. Give me a second. I don't remember if they were as good at having the tooltips launch you to exactly the thing they were talking about before, but I really appreciate that it actually takes me to this specific building. It may have done that before. Okay. So in my notes, I had problematic buildings. There's a situation button somewhere. Maybe someone can find it. This guy that shows extremely problematic buildings, but not slightly problematic buildings. And to find slightly problematic buildings, I have to look at the individual ones on the list and look for red profit indicators, which this one doesn't. This one's profitable. It could be better, right? So ways that I can make it more profitable is I could create a trade route to sell excess of a good if I had excess of a good. For fishing wharves, in the bottom left under process, I need clippers. I could make clippers to get more fish, so that's a second way I could do it. In the bottom right, used in food industries. Is that what this is, used in food industries here? Why? Building a food factory would increase the demand for fish, so that would also make this more productive. I could change production methods. So I could use technology to make it more productive if I had better tech here, which I don't. Okay. I could use decrees as a short-term fix, but that's like, you don't want to do that. I could do subsidies, or I could do layoffs. Right. So maybe clippers are the way to go, or trade routes. I guess I need to figure out what the problem is here, right? So is the problem that I have too much fish? Consuming 10 clippers. I need to get Victoria Vision to be able to look at this screen and eyeball where the problem is here. Because, right, is this saying that the biggest problem is I don't have enough boats? Market prices for clippers and fish. Okay. So fish are blue. And is that a clipper? No, it's a man-o-war. It's a clipper. Clippers are slightly red. So if fish are cheap, I want to increase demand for fish by making more factories to process the fish. Now, does it have to be in the same state? Okay, this is kind of coming back to me here. It doesn't. Okay. Development. Find them here. Why am I in the hammer lens? I see fishing wharves. Do they not also show? Oh, there's a fishing wharves is to make. We want industry, right? Yeah, and so we want food industries. Shouldn't this also be in this list, though? I guess that's why I'm confused. Is it because none of them happen to exist here at all yet? Close all these really quick. Because I don't yet have any of them, they're not listed there. Okay, so I have to do it via the lens. I thought this was just like shortcuts to other things that I could do elsewhere. So I can go increase, which costs 600 construction. Wasn't there something I could do to like expand my construction capability that I wanted to do last time? I don't know if the tutorial pushes me into it. Was it a mistake to put it here? Should I put it somewhere that was better to put it in? Yeah. Isn't this the earnings? Oh, this is predicted after expansion. Okay, I misunderstood. Pass censorship. Well, we'll see what we can do. So I would have wanted to build it in Gotaland rather than Svealand. Okay. Yeah, it's hard for me to know. I wish there was something in this game that made it clear if the number was talking about this is projected after doing something versus this is what's going on right now. Because I think the vast majority of these numbers are this is what's going on right now numbers, right? Not projections. I may as well have multiple. Okay, isn't that... It has to build this one before it can start the next one, right? This like enact censorship, enact poor laws stuff is going to happen. Like it's going to get pushed one way or the other regardless of my activity on it, right? But I can... I think the tutorials are going to remind me of how all that works in a second, but I don't have to really worry about it for now. Last episode, I'd almost completely gotten the church out of government, which was great. Worry about that later, though. I guess I may as well start working on the trade route while this is happening. So resolve the input goods shortage of artillery, decrease its market price for 0 to 4 weeks. So let me remind myself. Trade routes establish a connection between two markets to purchase, transport, and sell a particular good. Your routes either import or export to or from your own market and always target another market. Okay. Go to import trade routes, and then we want to look for artillery. So we specifically want to choose the cheapest one? Need convoys in a port, unless if they're adjacent. Levels, predicted level of trade center required, yep. How much population will this route provide for? Yeah, I think I remember this. So here we want it to be the lowest negative, but it is possible to establish a trade route where more value is generated, right? Which is the whole point That like, trade actually increases value for everybody. But demonstrating that with game mechanics, right? Sure. I think I got one earlier because I made like I had like a diplomatic relationship with the UK or something, and it made it a lot easier to do trade with them. Corporate charters unlocked. Max number of companies up by 1. Now, if I recall, companies just kind of come into existence naturally here. Yeah, you've got government constructions and private constructions, so they just like automatically bid for shit. I think I remember this. There's like a tech tree I can go. I'll wait for the tutorial to point me to it, but I can like try to guide that towards specific techs that I might want. Screw frigate unlocked. Yeah, sure. Agitator appears. Okay, he wants to enact censorship. So I've unlocked it, but now I have to decide where to put it. I'm sorry, you're talking about production methods, which isn't the thing I just did. Production methods is when I go to buildings and I go to, say, I don't know, food industries, and I go to this one and I change this to like canneries or pot stills, right? But I haven't actually unlocked anything that I can use now necessarily. Okay, I'm with you. Bolster an interest group. So let me review this one. Review your active interest groups and choose one or several to bolster for the rocky road ahead. Politics panel in the overview tab, right. In government, in opposition, or marginalized. So I might try to do the same thing. Loyalists, radicals, exiled agitators. I remember having some trouble getting confused here. I might go rural folk. Marginalized trade unions, right? That was the one I was trying to bolster before. Not strong enough to matter, dormant for all intents and purposes. You decide which of your interest groups to include in government, with the caveat that your current laws determine how legitimate it's considered to be. A high legitimacy government is more efficient in enacting new laws. So, like, it has to be whatever the current... If the current laws demand that, like, landowners and the church have power, then landowners and the church have to have power, right? Go to any of your interest groups, details panels. That is not the same thing as a details panel. Yeah, this screen is really hard for me to wrap my head around for some reason. Is it clicking on this button? No, wait, no, that's right. Okay. Took me to different places. Pacifist, proletarian, egalitarian, populist, anti-slavery. Yeah, okay, it makes sense. Yes. Interest groups have their own interest group traits with direct effects across the country. So these are all inactive because the trade unions have 0 power at the moment, right? Yep. Measured by clout, which I have none. Pop supporting interest group can be viewed in their panel. Every individual in a population can decide for themselves which interest group to support. That's this. Right. Okay. I think I get it. So if we want to bolster these guys, I can do that for 26 weeks. I'm working on the fishing wharves. I've already told the new fish industries to build, right? Hold on. So that was in Svalen, buildings. It should show here now that I've built it, right? I just have to find where it is. Food industries, right? So I don't have canneries yet. How do I make sure it's using fish? Is that... Fish are like considered groceries, which is like a catch-all term for lots of different kinds of food. I saw that one of them built. I just wanted to look at the points on it. I want to get to the tech tree. That's this guy. I might want to try to build canneries. I think that was pretty helpful before. So where was that? Kingdom to Control F. Manufacturing, distillation, mechanical tools, steelworking. Pretty deep down here, isn't it? It's on the right of tier 2. Distillation, cotton gin, canneries, I see it. Okay. Oh, but I just told them to switch directly off what they were previously working on, right? I could have let them finish that or added it to a queue of things to work on instead. It's fine. Come back to it in a second. So you're saying to be in the food industry. So I can see all of my food industries everywhere. I've got one here and one that's not finished building. So if I'm here, I can say turn grain into groceries. Turn grain and sugar into more groceries. So where is fish getting turned into groceries? I eventually do that with canneries. Pot stills. Oh, this is a way to do things other than grocery production. Yeah, okay, so we want to finish making canneries, right? I'm remembering some of these things, apparently, or at least the broad strokes. Improve access to consumer goods. Fabric in Scania is less than 20% more expensive than base price. Okay. I don't think this came up last time I was doing this. Well, I think that mission was just improve the earnings, so I could have done any of the 7 things. I just happened to go for do food industries, right? But that makes sense. Okay, so they have a problem with fabric, which is this guy. Doesn't look like it's that big of a problem. It's less than 20% more expensive than base price. Now this is across my entire society, not just that one state, right? So this fabric here. Oh, that's paper. Flood the market with fabric. So to do that, I can just, there's like a building I can make that will help. So here, what am I converting into fabric? Is it textiles? Okay, click on fabric. Not a significant producer of fabric. Which I have very little production. Locations, okay. Oh, so livestock ranches make fabric directly. And textile mills use fabric to make like clothes and stuff. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Eventually, if I have like a cotton gin, I can do cotton plantations. All right, I think I'm following. I think this is, maybe this just didn't come up procedurally last time I played, but I don't think I had to do this before. So here I would make a new livestock ranch. Wherever would be most profitable, which in this case is Svealand. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. But the current thing I'm working on has to finish, so I'll just let that go. I think cannery should be ready somewhat soon. Better production methods in livestock ranches. Okay, hold on. So that's rural livestock ranches. Probably not until I get better technology, right? These are all the ones that I already have built. So there's butchering tools, consumes tools, predict more meat, but that doesn't help me with fabric. Wool gathering would require intensive agriculture. Okay. So the answer right now happens to be no, but if I wanted to get more, it would be intensive agriculture, which I can queue, I think. 1 second. It's a little production, right? So this guy here, now if I want to queue it, I hit the plus instead of clicking on it. Okay, I get it. Bolster was successful. Make an interest group happy. Rural folk have a low approval of our government. Keep them happy to avoid potential of them becoming radicalized. So the main way to make them happy is to bolster them and to agree with whatever their legislative agenda is. Is that right? Okay, so I may as well just start bolstering then. I'm fine to do that. Now, bolstering costs authority. And it's an upkeep cost paid so long as bolstering is happening. But if I stop bolstering, that just gets completely restored, right? Okay. Change the current health system law. Sweden does not have no health system enacted. Like, I get why they phrase it that way, and it makes sense to me now, but that would be very confusing. We have a surplus in our bureaucracy. Okay, anytime we have a surplus, that's almost always bad. We always want to, like, drop that down, right? Thank you, Andrea. Got a bit of a tummy ache, so I'm going to try to take some Pepto. It'll be okay to continue for now, though. Pass a law that allows us to invest the surplus back into the pops. So, see which laws you can enact. Yep. The laws... Look on the health system law group, which is, I remember this, human rights? Oh no, it's all the way bottom. I guess that makes sense. It's economy. 17% chance to progress. It's better than nothing. I can't do this because I haven't invented pharmaceuticals, so this is as good as it gets. And it kind of has to, like, attempt it even if it's a low chance to succeed at first, because that changes the public's attitude about it, like the debate. Enacted instantly, right? They have to, like, go back and forth on it for a while. How is my tech coming here? So I know it's working on this. Oh, it's got a ways to go. So what affects the speed with which technology is researched? Universities, that makes sense. Ultimatum. Never interrupt an opponent while they make a mistake. This is probably the better choice for now. Fuck the landowners, though. I like the way they give you choices over those. They mostly play out on their own, but they give you some like broad strategic options. All right, I think I'm already quite a bit further than I was at this same point in the first episode. Yeah, exactly. Also for Charity Hospital sat in deadlock. Church of Sweden advocated for enlisting Gustav Kristersson's assistance and rallying the landowners in favor of the government. Into compromise, which gets them more pop attraction, 20% enactment success chance. Slander the opposition into oblivion. Forge ahead without them. I don't want the church to be doing better. Nasty rumors, scandal. I guess I'll go for the success chance here. The worst case scenario is it makes the landowners have more people interested in them, right? Still want to say fuck them, but I guess the whole point is you're having to make hard choices. They do a good job of simulating that. Or it's like, I don't want... What's the best compromise? Increase immigration. State, attract target migration. Standard of living is high. Cover any state to see its migration attraction tooltip breakdown. Population. I'm in here, but it's not letting me advance. Sometimes these tutorials are a little janky to get them to work, so I am clicking on it. Is there a specific area in here it wants me to look at? Migration in general is 0. Traction tooltip breakdown. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, close it for now. It doesn't seem to want to go. All right, I'll try to just close this at the moment. Desperate allies. Yeah, same thing again. So it's another 20%. I want it to pass though, so deal with it for now. Okay, so if nothing is currently constructing, that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? What does it get used for if I don't have a building queued? Stockpile treasure, which could help me out in the future. Gotcha. Ascent phase. Also waiting on my tech to... Okay, this is showing me the current tech, so I don't have to go into the menu to see where it is. This one up here, yeah. Form the first of many laws of your country's journey in the Victorian era, excuse me. Yep, makes sense. Standard of living is up. Church is stronger. Okay, so we don't want the church in charge of that, but it's better than nothing, I guess. Yep, fine, yes, no problem, got it. Invest in an institution, increase law enforcement to level 2. Okay, so that's politics. Power structure for law enforcement? No, it's policing in general. But I don't have any option to do anything else because I don't have... Is it just investing in them, which is different? Institutions. Okay, so the law needed to exist in order for law enforcement to exist. Law enforcement, landowner, political strength up. Ooh, yeah. I have to do that for the mission. I don't think I had to do that last time. Gotcha. Okay. Increase relations with Russia. So that's tell me how, I guess. Improve relations, diplomatic pact, diplomatic actions, improve relations. Okay, I think I remember this now. So we go to Russia, and this costs 300 upkeep. And now it's just a thing that's happening, right? Okay. It's slowly going up here, and it's spending this. Right. Egalitarianism unlocked. Universal suffrage. Now, this is happening on a different track from the tech track, right? Do they research simultaneously? Or do we get that? Like, how did I get egalitarianism there without directly researching it? Tools, which is going to be helpful if I can start producing them, right? Tech queue is what the government is investing in. You get progress in other techs that your neighbors and trade partners have. Okay, I think I see. It's so close to being done. Calculated. The Luigi standing around doing nothing meme. I guess I improved the quality of life. Now, it takes a while for this to get to level 2. Does the check mark means that I've done the things I need to do in order to cause it to happen naturally, basically? Sometimes it's hard for me to tell which things happened automatically and which things take time. Like, improving relations makes sense if that takes time. Can choose, maintain this, diplomatic pact or cancel to get more influence for other matters. If no countries are working on your mutual relations, will gradually decay towards neutral. Let's stay on Russia for now. I guess I have a lot of excess influence. Is there much else to spend influence on except other than improving relations? I mean, I guess this is the list of things to spend it on, right? Do I look for places that are cheap to increase with, or are expensive places probably higher value? Obligations. Call on other nations to help us in times of war. Okay. So, is that a specific option here to demand an obligation? Or earn an obligation? Because there's absolve obligation. But I assume this just happens through doing other things with that nation, right? Russia would not accept. Right, because that's the only one who would accept it right now. These our relations are amicable. I see. That's fine. I'll leave it sit for now. We have a capacity deficit on bureaucracy. There's canneries, finally. This Pepto is not really helping with my stomachache. I would hate, after all the times we've had to reschedule Victoria, to have to reschedule again, but I might need to bounce here in about 15 minutes if it hasn't passed. I'm pushing through at the moment. But I'll you know, get it scheduled as extra time for next week if we have to do that and stitch it onto this VOD. Okay. Canneries. So now that the canneries are built, I go to food industries, canneries, and that just goes, but I don't get canneries for free, right? Because now I have to consume iron and fish, but it's good that we're consuming fish because I had an excess of fish, but I might need to get more iron. Is that right? Yeah, I don't see the rewards from doing that immediately. So if I go to market now, I'll know if I suddenly need to make more iron from this list, right? Okay, I can see that it's getting used up. We want these to get to equilibrium, right? Like the middle is what we want. If it's too orange or too blue, that's bad. That was the big like 96-point font thing I put in my future Marstead note, was that market equilibrium is the name of the game. Yeah. Yeah, for some reason my brain wants to interpret this page the opposite the way it's actually supposed to be. I want orange to mean that I have an excess supply, but it's the opposite, right? It's that I have excess demand. Oh, depending on the column, right, sure. It makes sense over here. Yeah, so I should probably make, so this would just be, I could either expand my existing iron mines, right? Steel mills, motor industries, coal mines, lead mines, iron mines here. I could see if I have something. I could use the atmospheric engine pump, which would be trading tools and coal for more productivity. Or, oops. Oh my God, I'm not trying to do that. Don't have nitroglycerin, don't have steam donkey, don't have rail transportation. So I could take this, but then I'd have to make sure that I cover for the tools and coal, right? I could start by just doing that to see what it changes. Input goods shortage. So, okay. Immediately generated a shortage by doing that. So if I go back here and I have it so that only one of them is using this, and then I can build a coal mine. Yeah, right. So that's coal mines. And I only have one option because this is the only place where coal exists as a natural resource. Is that right? Now I'm running a deficit, though. But the deficit will only run while the construction queue is happening. Unproductive building is recovered. Okay, that was the thing I was working on. Okay, no, I think I have to wrap. Folks, sorry, this stomach ache is turning into nausea really quick. Future people on YouTube, you'll see a 1-second cut here as time passes in the days. But we will continue with another 3 hours of this probably next week. Thank you for understanding, y'all. I just gotta quit stream. Bye. Okay, if you're watching this in the future on YouTube, then a couple seconds have passed. But I just took a week to recover from like really, really bad stomach pain that interrupted my last session. But we're continuing back from where I left off. I think I kind of know what I was working on. Obviously, the prohibitions on backseating and spoilers are completely suspended. Just literally tell me what to do if it doesn't look like I'm doing something that makes sense. Let's continue here. So, make an interest group happy. Approval of rural folk greater or equal to +2. So let me review that really quick. I'm just going to go through the list and make sure I'm caught up on what I'm doing here. So we've got an overview, political movements, agitators. Isn't there somewhere I can go to see? Okay, here we go. Rural folk are currently being bolstered is what this arrow means, right? Yes, right. And this is showing that I'm still bolstering them. And when they say greater than or equal to +2, they mean the approval is greater than or equal to a +2? Okay, and that will just happen naturally. They don't like tenant farmers. They don't like the local police force. I'd also have to like do things that they want me to do to get this to go up higher. -1 from contested government. I should try to figure out what that's all about. This is due to having low legitimacy. And I have low legitimacy because the interest groups that are in power don't align with my country's laws. Okay. Okay, getting there. All right. So, there was a magic button I could press before that tried to automatically reallocate my government. Where is that? It's here? Reform government. Okay, I'm remembering. And then this is telling me different options. So I could do this government option. And does this just algorithmically show me the best possible combination and the next 2 best possible combinations? Or can I get one that's better? I like how that just is like something that instantly happens. Okay, so that didn't get me out of a contested government. I could still make this better. It optimizes the 3 best options for me. Okay, that's very helpful. I could maybe try to pass more laws that make people happier. So, tenant farmers, landowners support this law. Homesteading would make the rural folk happy. Okay. Right, so there's kind of a relationship between them. Censorship is going to make the church happy, and the church is currently in government. So if censorship passes, that's good for my government legitimacy, but it's probably bad for other things. Okay. Fabric in Scania is less than 20% more expensive than the base price. So that's down here. And fabric is produced by livestock ranches. And I think right before I had to leave due to my stomach ache, I started building those. Oh no, I think I already built them, but I'm still waiting on it to pay off, right? Okay. I have a coal input shortage, and that's because I did something to make one of my facilities more effective right before I signed off last time. So I could start mining more coal, right? And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to build coal mines in Scania. So let me let that play out. I'm going to hit play again. I just want to look at everything else first before I go. Declare and maintain an active interest in England for 12 weeks. So active interest is a diplomacy action. Declare interests. Specifically wants me to do it in England, which before my game save got corrupted, I just selected from the map. Is it that simple? And so this is using up slots that I have to declare interest. This doesn't cost me any other resources anywhere. So I may as well use all 7 of them, I suppose. Yeah, the hyperlink tooltips are amazing. It's like the first thing they explain in the tutorial, which is great. Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna have to go use them on neighbors instead. So, okay, hold on. Down here. So we go back, we declare interest, we'll do Norway. Oh, I'm already assumed to be declared everything around here, so I could do like North Germany, Poland, Russia. Why is that only 3 of 7? Was I already declared in one of these? And I accidentally turned it off? Okay, that was by default. Okay, I understand. And the neighbors already have some kind of inherent bonus for, like, being next door for things. Alright. So, interest group happy, declare an interest, earn obligation. So I need to review this. One country may obligate another results of agreements made during diplomatic plays, and one country buys out another's loans. And this is just something I can't, there's not like an action for gain obligation, right? There's like another action that produces an obligation. Improve relations, expel diplomats, embargo, damage relations, solve obligation. Does it take on debt? Ah, okay. Is this the only way for me to get an obligation is take on debt? And I guess it's probably not a good time for me to take on debt. All right, I'll come back to that in a second. So in order to, yes, tell me how. I've done this before. There's like a building I have to make to get more bureaucracy. Inflows and outflows, yep. Yep. Hover over bureaucracy. Okay. Tax waste is an effect of the deficit. People, trade routes, government administration. So I have to build more government administration buildings. Okay, but if it'll still show up if it's not pinned. I can still get back to it later. Institution investment will cost a certain amount of bureaucracy depending on the size of your incorporated population. Trade route also costs a fixed amount of bureaucracy if you don't have a trade agreement. Right. Last time I ended up getting a trade agreement with England, like randomly. It was like a lucky thing that happened, and it gave me a huge surplus of bureaucracy afterward. Maintaining bureaucracy excess increases construction efficiency, but you don't want to do that. Reduce an institution's investment level or retire a commander. The current level of an institution, each level costs an amount of bureaucracy depending on the population size. Character and command of a part of a country's military forces. That's interesting. I'm not sure because the thing I enjoy about these games is understanding like what story or meaning they're trying to convey through the game mechanics. So what are they trying to say when they say that having a commander in play is costing you bureaucracy, right? Like, is there some kind of policy reality that's not connecting for me on that in real life? Okay, I've seen authority before. I guess I'll come back to this later. It'll give me a chance to pop it up. So I need to build administrative buildings, right? That's to expand the construction sector, which I don't want. Shoot. And what do they fall under? Government administration is under development. So if I had secular administration, You lose clergymen, gain bureaucrats. I think I did that last time. Professional bureaucrats are better than hereditary bureaucrats. I could get to standardized filing if I had invented central archives, which I hadn't. So really the best thing to do right now is to just make another one, and then in the future I can make... Here, no automatic expansion. We generally don't want automatic expansion, right? So the upkeep cost is money, but because this game is about all kinds of different forces acting on each other to reach equilibrium, the reduction in tax waste might eventually counteract the additional cost of establishing one of these. And I should still build this in the place that it's currently cheapest as the projected upkeep cost. So that would be Svealand. And then it has to construct, which is going to take a while. So now I can actually let the time go. Probably can't touch GDP until this is dealt with. Okay. I think I'm understanding it. Yeah, I like that. I feel like if you play this game a lot, it would give you a better like intuition for market forces. There's a lot that I kind of have an abstract or like educational understanding of, but have like no intuition for what actually happens if you do build an extra government building, right? Your interest is now active, expanding your reach to a new strategic region. This opens the door to start to participate in diplomatic plays, establish new diplomatic pacts, and engage in colonization. Sure, right. So that's improve relations. And the reason I should do that is because it costs influence, and I have excess influence. I don't want to be running a surplus of any of these, really. Like, I want to try to use as much of it as possible without triggering a deficit, right? So what am I looking at market? I guess I'll let the clock run while I'm doing this. Oh, sure. Yeah, it seems like I was looking at the benefit from having excess bureaucracy is just kind of mild, right? Slightly faster enactment time, but I could probably be doing something better with my authority. UK, France, and Prussia. Oh, so I'm looking at my existing ones? Okay. And should I be sorting by productivity or by revenue? Productivity is like the amount that's coming in constantly, right? UK, France. Cost 300 influence. Can I only be improving relationships with one at a time? Because it's not letting me select France here. I see. The absolute profit or loss of the entire trade route. Per employee. Okay, that makes sense. Can I see what would be blocking it in France? Okay, so that's using a bit more of my resources there. Made the rural folk happy, that's good. Markets. No, I will not be colonizing. I said, I find it very interesting that they try to tell something like this is the way it is without saying this is the way it should be. Is kind of a challenge of designing your game mechanics in this. I think we talked about it. I've never played Europa Universalis, but that sounds like a game where the mechanics are structured such that Europe becomes supreme no matter what, and like you need to like massage your mechanics in a way that doesn't convey to the audience that this is the way we think things ought to be. This is just the way we design the game so that it works specifically for that game. Right click on France, close. Relations between Sweden and France are less than amicable. Okay. Is it because I'm already amicable with them that I can't? They're protective with me. Ah, okay. I understand. That's good to know. Is there anything else I can spend my excess influence on? Okay. Is that still under trade agreement? Okay. And it only tells me here if they're green. Oh, that's not too bad. So it's a maintenance cost of 100 influence. And I could opt to owe an obligation to make it more likely to succeed, I guess. Okay. Great Britain would not accept. Russia would not accept. But the highlighted nations don't tell me whether they would or wouldn't accept. Is there a way for me to quickly eyeball who... I guess there's this acceptance thumbs down. Okay, I see. And the obligation could be like they could call for me to join them in a war or something. Okay, so yeah, I definitely see the point they're making about trade. Losing power rank. We have insufficient prestige and maintain our major power ranking. Will become a minor power in 363 days unless our standing recovers. Need 99 prestige. So I have to increase GDP. You do it country by country. I can just let that continue improving relations. So I need to look at the tech tree now. This is going much better now that I don't have horrible stomach pain. I can actually think a little bit. So I finished researching canneries, and I think it was my when I deployed canneries, it caused my coal shortage, right? So then I was going to work on intensive agriculture. Probably want to make communism happen. Like in real life also, but labor movement. If I click on this to add it, it automatically adds everything that's required along the way. Start with socialism. I guess let's do agriculture first, because I was already working on that, and I can press a button to queue it, basically. Hell yeah. And this bureaucracy deficit should fix itself once the government administration building is done. What's the benefit to not actively constructing something? Does it do something? Look at my situations here. Low market access. Increase infrastructure by building a port or railway. So, what's really bad market access? Does this only tell you if it's less than 100%? 98's not that big of a deal. Heavy penalties. Try to understand this. Low organization. You can increase organizational formation by ensuring it has adequate command limit for all its military units. Less than 90% is bad. So if it says 92 or 98, it's probably not a big emergency. Okay. Sure. Low maximum formation organization. It's the same problem. Worry about that for now. Expensive government goods, tools, and fabric. Okay. And low standard of living in Gotland, which that would be great if I could improve that. So tools and fabric. I guess once I finish the agriculture tech increase, that should help me with fabric, but tools... what? Produced in tooling workshops. Okay. So I can look at buildings, and is it urban for tooling workshops? Wood and iron. Oh, I see it now. I'm blind. Okay. Water tube boiler would use more coal and makes pollution. Okay. Steel tools would use wood and steel instead of wood and iron, but that's going to cause problems. Worker co-op, motherfucker, one day. Assuming that next time I play this, it doesn't corrupt my save again due to updates. I could just build another workshop. And here, I want to pick the place where the earnings will be the highest, right? And, like, I guess something I have to wrap my head around is that when it says earnings plus 1.37K, this is an extremely abstract number, right? This is based on trying to combine every possible impacting factor, like how much wood I have, how much iron I have. And it could get even better if I had more wood and more iron, I guess. I suppose I'll do this. It doesn't seem like a mistake. I have no infrastructure in Svealand. Boo, nationalism. Okay. And once I have things in the construction queue, I can change the order that I want them to happen. All right. So, that's not a building, it's infrastructure. Because I've built too much stuff here is the problem. So is that an action I have to do down here? It's under buildings. Railway port. So I can't do railways due to not having the necessary technology, I suppose, but I could do a port. I see. Okay. We'll do that before the tooling workshops, I guess. Power of the purse. Now, a lot of the texts that I'm getting are just, is it just happening because it's spreading from nearby nations or something and I'm not having to actively research it in the tech tree? It's not always clear to me why I'm getting stuff. Yes, yes. Okay, so I can just remove it since it's not being used. Does it cost me anything to have it there? Yeah. I don't really care since I'm not doing a high military risk run here. Restore bureaucracy balance. Huzzah. Everything is about equilibrium. Okay. Convoys increase my... So, help me understand where I spend my excess influence and convoys, and I guess also authority. cost bureaucracy and convoys to have them inactive. Okay, that's kind of cool. The trade agreements are probably the most relevant to me right now. Oh, and for improving relations. So I could try to do more relations improving, right? But generally, should I only try to improve relations with countries that I already have a declared interest in? I have one with France. All these people are saying no. Base reluctance. Their GDP is way higher than ours. Relations are amicable. Attitude is protective. Oh, if you have an interest in them or they have an interest in you, there's some benefit to you both having interest in each other. Acceptance score of negative 1020. So how much does an obligation cost? Oh, okay, so I'm actually kind of close with the UK. So maybe if my relationship gets better with the UK from neutral, I could try this again and see if I could spend it that way. Okay, that makes sense. So how can I spend convoys then and authority? That makes sense, yeah. Okay, I think I misunderstood. So I need influence to trigger a trade route, and then convoys are also paid as upkeep for an active trade route. But both of them are an active upkeep, right? I end up paying both influence and convoys to support them. Just waiting on that port to grow here. This tech is coming along. Oh, trade agreements are distinct from trade routes. Okay, this is why I'm crazy. Sure. And is that a different action entirely? Trade agreement. Do I have to declare a trade route, or does that happen automatically between nations that have trade agreements? Okay, I think I see. All right, so now that I have intensive agriculture, I can change some things. So I can go to buildings, I can go to rural, I can go to livestock ranches, spend more tools, increased wool gathering. Gets me more fabric, and that required... It's the main thing I wanted, right? See what else there is here. That was quick. Alright, let me look at market really quick and look for problems. The blue are the biggest problems, right? Like, I need to get more wood really badly. I'm already working on the tools problem. Let me dismiss this really quick. So wood is rural logging camps, sawmills, hardwood production, focused hardwood production. I feel like they're not always strictly better, but sometimes they're strictly better. Why would I not do this? Oh, because wood is a distinct resource from hardwood. Softwood and hardwood are distinct resources. Okay, I understand. So in this case, again, it seems like my best option, sort of building electric sawmills down the line, is to just make another logging camp, right? Yeah, I got it. So this thing you were saying about infrastructure, I don't think I understood this before. Should I consider a balance of plus 4 infrastructure in Svealand to mean that I can build 4 things there? Is it like 4 slots to fill, essentially? And a -1 means that things are less efficient because I didn't have enough infrastructure to support all the buildings that I placed there? It literally is like slots, okay? And it's probably the best place to put it just due to the expected earnings. I feel like, because this game only takes place over a certain number of years, right? It seems like it's got to be really hard to build all the things you want to build before the game just ends. When buildings is greater than infrastructure, then all buildings are less profitable. So at some point, I need to build more infrastructure in Scania to help with that problem. Okay, I always struggle to find the buildings that I need here for whatever reason. Infrastructure would be another port. Now, when it says 1 out of 7, that means I can eventually have a maximum of 7 ports here. A massive engine industry uses more influence than a rye farm, or infrastructure. Right, I got you. Okay, so I got up to cordial with the UK, so maybe that's enough now that I could do trade agreement. I can do one with Prussia now. Let's go. Sweet. And when you have a trade agreement, do you have to go in and specifically say, hey, Prussia, I want this shit from you, or does that happen automatically? So close to succeeding. I don't want to spend an obligation on it. How much are obligations really a problem for me? Like, it becomes a problem if they need me militarily for something? Steel shortage. Oh, the tooling workshops, those are the ones that that could get bad once the second one builds. Okay. So I don't think it's trivial to make steel, right? Okay, let me check. So market, trade routes. New import. Is there a screen where I can go to see the most profitable import trade routes that I could take on, or do I have to do it good by good? Okay, so that's not very helpful. May as well check them all. Like, is there any reason not to do one if it says it would be productive? Market highlights. Considerable import demand. I see. And export. So this is another way that I can make up if I'm looking in the market tab and I'm looking at goods and I'm looking at my balance. I do have a pretty significant excess of hardwood and fish, and I could try to deal with that via export. Seems worth it. Now, I guess the reason I might take a less productive relationship is because it would then improve the chance of establishing a trade agreement with that nation. So, like, if the UK was on this list as an option, because I'm very close to getting the UK on my side, I could maybe offer to send them hardwood, maybe nudge myself closer to being able to qualify for a trade agreement. Yeah, right. That makes sense. Modern sewerage. Okay, so that's not super effective. And one of the benefits of should I just export and import if I have a trade agreement with a country like I have with France and Prussia? Should I try to trade with them on everything that shows as positive? Oh, the sewage tech. How do I go to deploy it? Like, does it provide something automatically without me having to do anything? Knowledge of field works. It started to spread to us. Army defense. Sewage is a passive. Okay. Most techs don't just have a free passive, right? They usually require you to build. They like enable the ability to build a building that does something for you, or pass a law that does something for you. Okay, let me look at trade routes here. So market, trade routes, import. This game already has so many like at a glance screens, but I want one that shows me every possible trade route with Prussia. Does that exist? I want to demand an open market. So if I go to Prussian market and I click highlights and it doesn't show me anything, does that mean there's nothing particularly exciting for me to try to do with them? I see. Okay. Not possible necessarily. So the best way, while I have convoy capacity, to try to figure out is to just use the highlights thing here and then see if one of the nations with whom I have a trade agreement is listed. So like here, the French market is listed and it looks like it's pretty productive to do. And here, what does level mean? Is that like my current trade relationship with them? Most profitable exports. I'm just remembering that there's some kind of additional benefit to doing this with a country that you already have a trade agreement with, right? Because it's less expensive to you in terms of your overall upkeep. Okay, gets more productive over time. Imports are also potentially pretty useful, right? Okay. Still have a steel problem? It's not. Right. Okay, so my group relations is done because I've gotten it as high as it can be. So I could check again to see if I can do a trade agreement with them. They would accept if we owe them an obligation. I'm tempted to just do this, right? What would be the reason not to? Is it because Britain is particularly like colonialist and warlike, so they're likely to call on my obligation to help them, and that could cost me things in the future? On labor. I feel like I'm not getting called out to sway laws. Is that because those laws are not passing, or they're being proposed without my direct intervention at this moment? I can't do most of these. Will this show me at a glance if I have an option to try one of these new things? Because laws get proposed whether or not I directly intervene and try to propose one. It's familiar. Hell yeah, where's the feminism tech? Let me put that to the top of the list. I wish I could control F this menu. Human rights, feminism, hell yeah, let's go. BP is going up. I see. So this is pressure to enact censorship, and I'm just ignoring it at the moment, right? Gotcha. And I can start rearranging my government once I have laws. Because, like, it's really important that your government makeup matches your laws. It's your legitimacy score. If I check this again, oh, it would get worse. Okay, well, let's leave it the way it is then for now. That's fine. I'll let this finish researching really quick. I think that gets me some stuff. Restricted child labor, wage subsidies, regulatory bodies. Okay. I love this stuff, right? It's a great way to do storytelling through game mechanics. Workers' rights. Assembly. We don't want to enact censorship. Fuck that noise. So this number, so I have... I could switch to legal guardianship, which we don't want. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily tell me the ones that are advancing to the extent that you can call some of these advancing. Religious schools, charity hospitals. Industry band. Okay, so like... The reason I can't do this is because of landowners being opposed to it. Yeah, but there's a bunch that I can't propose at all, right? Due to insufficient support from... I guess I could, like, tell the landowners to fuck off, right? I could, like, actually select them and suppress them. But that costs me something, doesn't it? 200 authority. Oh, they have to be in the government. Okay. I feel like I got here faster before my save got corrupted last time. They represent the most power. Boo. I guess I could suppress the church. I think I did that last time. Oh, but they're also in the government. So anyone in the government can't be suppressed? Yikes. So if I don't want the church in my government, how do I deal with that problem? Oh, you need lower legitimacy to empower minority groups. Yeah, I got you. Okay, I think I understand what they're trying to teach there. Railway is unlocked. That's a big fucking deal. Organized sports just straight up gives me prestige. So if I pick a version of government that doesn't have the church in it, like for example, industrialists and intelligentsia, and then I could select them and start suppressing them and say, get fucked. Does it take a second for a government change like that to take effect? Oh, I didn't. Confirm. Pro GDP completed. Okay. So let's take a look at this one. I still have a shitload of hardwood. So other than exporting it, which I've tried to do, which is kind of like a short-term solution, I can also try to use the hardwood for something, right? Which used in furniture shipyards. Maybe shipyards to make more clippers, which I'm currently doing fine on, right? In fact, I might be doing more than fine on them. Yeah, I have an excess of clippers, so I'd want to make something that I need. I have doing okay on luxury furniture. Oh, yeah, let's do furniture. That makes sense, if I'm reading that right. If I can kill the landlords, that would be great. That's the power fantasy, right? We wanted a furniture manufacturer. So I could do lathes that uses regular wood, which I don't have as easy access to. I don't want luxury furniture, I want regular furniture. So this is basically the same, except I'm spending tools as well. But that uses the same, that's not using any hardwood. So when does hardwood get used to make regular furniture? Is that the precision tools? Increases my hardwood usage, if I'm reading that right. But that's also dropping non-luxury furniture and only making luxury furniture, right? Huh, that's weird. Because like when I was looking at hardwood, I thought it said that it included regular furniture. Let me double check here. Market. I guess it says furniture manufacturers, but the reality is that it's only luxury. Okay, that's where I got confused. Subsistence farming is dope. Not really. Well, sort of. Let's see. Attracts more migrants. Upper strata pops become more radical. And the industrialists are pissed. Fuck them. Yeah, this needs to be addressed. So those things are popping up more now because the government has lower legitimacy, so people have more things to complain about. Is that what that is? So I think I'm starting to get more options now, right? Free trade, 17% chance. Rural folk oppose it, which makes sense. Tenant farmers, homesteading. This will radicalize the landowners. Now, it can be worth pushing something that has no chance of passing because it can change, like, the public opinion on something, right? So this isn't like a complete suicidal thing to click on enact. Let's not do colonial exploitation. Would love to ditch the police. Talk about storytelling with mechanics right there, and you get rid of the cops. Yeah. Can I do public schools? That's probably a better thing to work on to start with. Oh, sure. Because the current police are basically like literal servants of the landlords as opposed to functionally servants of the landlords. Okay. Probably because I just ended up using way more of it. Get rid of the tools as well. Go away. Go away. Okay, I still have an excess of influence. I wonder if there's anywhere I can spend it here. Oh, it's going to take me forever to get socialism right now. I guess I could do central archives. That seemed like that was pretty helpful. The labor movement to start. This costs me bureaucracy. That's a pretty significant bureaucracy cost. I like how that then prompts me to like deal with the bureaucracy cost. All right, CS6 gun. So when it says percentage bureaucracy, is that, it's hard to understand because everything I'm looking at is an upkeep cost, not a balance, right? So it was 15% of my then surplus in bureaucracy, or is it 15% of some invisible bureaucracy balance that I can't see that could have put me in the negative after I selected that? Crooked connections. Buy the book. Time really isn't of the essence. I want success chance. See, 15% down from provided school supplies. Okay, so it would be 460, and it goes down to 391 because of the school supply thing. Gotcha. That's interesting that you start paying that bureaucracy cost immediately before the public schools actually pass. So like if this fails, that gets refunded to me. classes for male and female students, causing disagreements. The church and the landowners are mad. I'm definitely going to fail here, but I'm curious what happens in the process. So like when it says 7%, it's like rolling every time, and it might produce a debate as an option. It might produce a setback as an option if it rolls really badly. Oh, it goes away even when it passes or fails. Okay, not just if it failed. That's interesting. Should see if there's something I want to build here. Oops. Just need to get rid of all this hardwood. What else can I use it for? Could just build a shipyard, I guess. It's just not that exciting. Or I could make... I guess I don't have to set all of these once, right? I could make one of them into a... luxury furniture facility. So that's all of them for now, but consideration. I suppose after doing that, it might require me... Man, it's hard. Let me look up... I made a text file with a list of how to deal with a surplus or... shortage. Backroom dealings exposed. No, we don't like that. Dealing with corruption. It's a difficult question to answer. You gain a setback if you deal that. Okay. Well, this sucks. Is this minus 15% of 7, or is it going to go to 0? Lame. Okay, if it was greater than 2, it would just fail at that point, right? Joint stock. I guess I could do that. I do have things I need to use those on. So that's going to lumber mills, or logging camps rather, and prioritize softwood. Wow, that gets bad really fast. Let's just include hardwood production then. Now, if my GDP gets better in relation to the British GDP, this gets more likely to succeed. Oh, okay, so how do I do that? I click on logging camps, and I can just pick any of these to switch to softwood. I guess I could leave these ones. Okay, I see. This is doing it for every building in that country, right? Let's see what happens once I hit go here. 20% enactment success chance. I don't want more landowners, but if it makes public education pass... All of the industry in this state. Okay. That makes sense. I know that when I'm running a surplus, it's like building a like a war chest, but is there something that I can be using a surplus on that's more productive? There's this balance drop here. I can maybe bring it further down. That only really matters when I'm like actually building stuff, right? Okay, acceptable. But I guess that counted as a setback. I'm probably gonna fail. I really like this system. I feel like they've thought about it a lot. Still have big excess. I could try converting one more industry over to softwood. At 5K. Oh, how do I know that I'm at the cap? Is that when the bar is completely full? Guess I can do that now, right? So I just hit expand on construction sector. See, and this upkeep cost is paid in terms of this. I did just significantly expand the infrastructure in Svealand. Okay. Makes sense. Press to ascent. Yeah, so I should start building more buildings once this is ready, now that I have all this infrastructure that I'm not using. I suppose I could also try to build railways now that they're available. That's development. So these currently show low earnings. Is that just because I don't have the facilities to build like the steel that's necessary? And this could get better once I have steel or whatever. Coal and engines. I guess I may as well build one here, right? So, curriculum disagreement. Fine. Central archives unlocked. Okay, so let me find that building really quick. So that's development, government admin, standardized filing uses more paper. Oh, no active research. So you said everything that's further down costs more and more over time. It's cash reserves. So let's look in production here. Got railways for free. Do I already have paper making? I really wish I could control F this screen. Shift work, maybe. What are my other options in society that are less expensive than full-on socialism? Also, savings is already a good chunk of the way there because somebody near me has it. Is that how that works? Wish we had postal banking in the US. That would be great. I can just make it a little bit faster by doing it there. Dismiss this. Yeah. Ooh-wee. No. Fucking sucks. We are a very silly joke country. Public address goes awry. Tainted by incompetence. Man, that sucks. So does like each interest group have like an avatar like character who represents them or something? Postal savings. So where does this project how long it's going to take? It does say that somewhere, right? Is it over here? 9 years? Okay, I see. But like pharmaceuticals would be 3 years. Is it silly to try to research the same thing that's getting boosted automatically from nearby countries? Like, because it's like I'm gonna get it for free anyway if I don't spend time on it? Or does getting it earlier like start me on a different technology? Steel rail cars. I guess I feel like I'm pretty incentivized to do the stuff that's at the top of the tree because it takes less time to do. Okay, so it's not necessarily terrible. To kind of go along with the nations near me. Gotcha. Alright, so now I have an excess of iron. I guess my hardwood is getting there. Logging camps. Do I really not need that much softwood? Or that much hardwood? Try this. Enactment time. No. Get fucked. Can we by chance get a leader of the petite bourgeoisie who happens to be a socialist, and then they will put some of that interest group's weight behind pro-worker rules? That's just entirely random. It's like, oh shit. Why is my money down so much? Is it because the railway is super expensive? And it'll like zero back out once it's finished building. I guess I need to use this excess capacity, right? But oh, paper's expensive. Okay, hold on. Oh shit. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay. So I can look for highlights and I can look for paper. I can get paper from the French and from the Prussians, and that maybe will help, but not enough. So maybe the better option then is to switch it back until I'm able to make enough paper to support central filing. I guess it is doubling my paper usage, huh? So let me figure out how to make paper. It always takes me a minute to... So paper mills, okay. Sulfite gets me more paper for the same amount of wood, but adding in some sulfur. Am I then going to need sulfur mines, presumably? And now I have sulfur input good charge. Let me see if I can just import sulfur really quick. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Thank you, Prussia and France. Okay. So I think they said the water tube boiler would help with paper making, so I guess I'll do that next. Revolution. So what's the best way for me to deal with these guys? I think last time I had to like suppress them. Oh, I missed this. When it says 22% chance, is it anytime it rolls, it has a 1 in 5 chance to succeed? 10% will be added at the next checkpoint. Can I do more than just suppress them? Like, isn't there something else I can do to tell them to fuck off? I guess I could, like, put them in government to get them to chill out for a second, right? Backed by buffoons. But I'm looking for, like, the revolution, the best way to deal with this. Unhappy and angry. Extreme support. The armed forces don't really give that much of a shit. I'm sad I lost my save because I feel like I was doing better at suppressing these assholes last time. Exile and agitator. So that's these two guys, Gustav and Emmanuel. Exile dissident. Okay. So are these the guys that I need to kick out, Gustav and Emmanuel? It will make the interest group even angrier, right? Oh, okay. I guess I can let it progress for now. I think this happened last time when I was trying to suppress the church. In the payment of wages in the form of scripts. There is merit to the workers' demands. Company script is fucked up. We now have public schools. Sweet. I did a thing. Okay. The railway's still building. 7% chance, baby. I really like that system. It's very cool. Oh, did the revolution just end on its own there? I was like, oh, these public schools are pretty sick, actually. Our bad. Sorry to be a dick. Okay, so that's good. I could do the dedicated police force. What was that meme you posted, Six God, where it was like, I was joking about how something is really ominous if it says everybody likes this, but the landowners hate it? Don't need to ask me twice. Thanks, Nublator. Sleep well. Thanks for your help. Still enjoying Dungeon Keeper, even though I'm not good at it. Okay. I know I have this menu open down here constantly. I just forget it's there, honestly. Trade agreements. Ooh, Bremen. Okay. There's no reason not to do it if someone would accept, right? Seems like it's basically always good. Okay, so let me look at what buildings I want to make here based on the state of the market. I was gonna build paper mills, question mark. Oh yeah, now wood's an issue. We do more logging. That seems straightforward, at least. I like stuff that's straightforward. Electric sawmills at some point. Rail transportation would cost me... So what does it mean? Is this like abstracting the number of railways I have built or something like that? Increases employment. So this is saying if I were to select this, because I currently have an input good shortage of transportation. Okay, I think I get it. So transportation is an abstract good that's produced by having urban centers and railways. It's not really a good necessarily, but they use it to simulate how that affects the economy, that you have more mobility. Okay, I think I understand. So if I wanted more of this, I would need to build more urban centers and more railways, which I can do. But I guess I can just start by expanding because I have the infrastructure to... Oh my god, I have so much infrastructure capability in Goatland. Let's do something. Hi Neo, how you doing? Let's think. Investors are complaining about the existence of subsistence farms. Will they consume, not produce? I'm doing okay. I haven't trained Slayer in a minute. I miss Slayer training. Urban center. So it's literally just railways that produce transport? Oh no, this says that it produces it. Public trams. Uses engines. And this would result in an input good shortage of engines, so I'm already importing them. Okay. Oh, weird. No, I kind of like that. Like, I imagine they're talking about, like, building a city, right? People can walk around and... So, let's think. If I wanted to do engines, what are my options? If I just look at goods... Imports. I could get some from the Prussian market and the French market. And then let me see if it still shows that same problem. Okay, it wouldn't be a problem now. Right, so I'm like several layers deep in what is essentially a Victoria 3 candy loop. So why was I doing that? It was because I wanted to change my logging camps to use rail transportation, but I still have a transportation deficit. So I would still need to build new railways first. So I can do that. That's interesting. So that costs more wood. And get better trains. It's already subsidized. Basically, want to build it where the cost is the cheapest, I suppose. Oh, really? Okay, I'll take a look here in a second. Per level. Okay. Government run. I want that. So the way to get more... Okay, so you get like none when it's cargo transportation, but switching to wooden passenger carriage has helped me a lot in that respect, right? So then... Now I can see... It still says will be a... So let me let this railway build first. I wish there was a way for me to quickly eyeball, like... How many railways do I need to build to not have a transportation shortage? I don't think there's any way to really know that, right? I gotta pay closer attention to these. A widely acclaimed play whose politically laden theme makes no secret of the author's desire for the law to be passed. Made a play about private cops? A plus 20 prestige for renowned playwright. I'd rather have the success chance, I guess. Well, it's like Satan and a lesser demon, so who do I hate more? This one. So I get 30 railway per, or 30 transportation per level. Established companies. Oh, I don't remember this happening when I was playing before. What's the point of doing this? When it says per level, does that mean per railway? Establish. Extra infrastructure per 100k population. Maximum infrastructure from population. So literally I can only build the one, right? That's kind of interesting. I like that they all have little unique buffs. So this is telling you like what they require in order for you to build them. 20 or more logging camps. Okay. Give it a try. Railways. An ultimatum. Hey, I got the increased success chance. How are we doing here? How's everybody feeling right now? Kick the church out. Bring in petite bourgeoisie. Need to have the industrialist no matter what. Moment. I am running a shortage. Deficit, rather. Trying to think what I should do immediately to try to deal with it. I can look back at market. I know I let the clock run too much without actively doing stuff, but I think I would go crazy if I was trying to stay on top of it constantly. Liquor, huh? Okay, so I'm not making enough liquor. I make it in food industries, which is here. So pot stills will make liquor and less groceries. Patent stills, this uses sugar, glass and sugar. So something I wish that there was a button for. I'd love to have a button that just summarized all of the production method changes that would not have this error, right? That there would be an input goods shortage of sugar. Does that exist in the game already? Like recommended production method changes based on your current goods? Meat packaging, sweeteners. Let's look at sugar, I guess. Here, I'll come back and restate in a second. Oops. Oh, yeah, that's not happening. So I can look at production method changes for different buildings, right? If I hover over this one, it says, this isn't a cause an import goods shortage of silk. If I hover over this one, it says, this isn't a cause an import goods shortage of sugar. And this one will cause one of glass and sugar. So what I want to know is I wish I had a screen that at a glance told me all of the possible buildings that I could make that would not immediately trigger an input goods shortage. Because I would probably want to do all of those like right away, or at least consider them without having to click through each one and check, is this going to cause a shortage, right? Most of them will, it looks like. But like I didn't have a problem when I did sulfur. I didn't have to spend a lot to increase it. Increases services. Okay, that's interesting. One of the ones that says there's going to be a problem? Sure. Input goods shortage of dye will result in a penalty on all building outputs. Predicted impact on a weekly balance with full employment after goods. I want a screen that shows me all of the options that would not have that. That's kind of what I'm wondering if it exists. Clock run while I'm waiting here. I'll do this again. All right. Okay, no worries. Realism, 5% prestige. Knowledge of psychiatry has started to spread to us. Okay, we're in consideration now. Still waiting on building a railway. I guess the railway takes particularly long to build, huh? Which makes sense. Prussia and France are rivals now. Oh, don't make me choose. Friends. Just see real quick. Trade agreements. Might go ahead and offer this obligation. See what happens. And so, like, there's no way for me to absolve that obligation, like, proactively say, hey, Britain, in exchange for the obligation, let me do this for you. Like, I have to wait for them to prompt me to do something. Worked out for me every time I've selected it. Okay, let's look at recommended trade here. Thank you. They're just costing me convoys, right? Anything that's like really insane. This is already sorting this. Yeah, I want this menu, the market highlights. I want that, but for buildings. I think they could probably construct it. Let's see. Oh, my export options aren't great in terms of making money. I do not want to export sugar. Sugar have any chance of trading better? No, not really. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I do, right, okay. I guess those became unproductive because I canceled my use of paper to save money. I see. An ultimatum. They really want to give me this one. Dude, I've gotten the 40% roll like 4 times in a row. This is paying for me flipping heads 11 times in a row in RuneScape. Okay, I think. I'm already improving relations with like everybody that I have a friendship with, right? I mean, I guess I could do United States. This only costs me something until I max out relations with them, right? I don't know if it like hurts that they're so fucking far away though, right? I just don't like having all of this influence that I'm not spending. How do I get back to that declare interest? Now, why is this only 5 now? It was previously 7. Is there something that increases the total number of strategic interests I'm permitted to have? Why is my construct... Oh, from turmoil. Okay, that's fine. I see, so the private's doing that. Gotcha. Made it to a cent. And that's gone down. Okay. Now I'll take water tube boiler earlier. Already working on that. So let's deal with this. Do baking powder production method. Okay. Ultimatum. Can I get it again? Oh my god. Oh yes. I can maybe look for... I think I just went through most of my relevant trade routes, but it's not that great. Not very helpful. This isn't a highlight based on productivity, I guess, huh? Because the productivity is still taking into account all of the other factors. Sell guns to Mexico. Okay, so it just lets you delete an unproductive trade route directly from that menu. That's helpful. Okay. I still have this wood problem. But I guess that's why I was building the railway. Less penalties from turmoil. Less radicals from standard of living decreases. Fucking deal with it, I guess is what they're saying. All right, let's see. I already have public schools, which is very exciting. I would love to get health insurance. I have to invent pharmaceuticals. But maybe I want to do that next instead of baking powder or whatever. I don't think it was that expensive in terms of time. Now, 3 years is actually kind of significant, but... So I guess they make those take longer so that, like, the progress of time can show how technology spreads from nearby nations, and you really have to, like, focus on one if you want to get one super early compared to everybody else, but otherwise it'll get to you eventually just through natural spread. It's kind of interesting. Should do something law related while I'm waiting here. Presidential Republic. Parliamentary Republic. Government ideology penalty. Yeah, really? Fair enough. Health voting, census suffrage, universal suffrage. Which I do want eventually, but I see what you're saying, that it's maybe not great. Don't want any of those. Hey Leon, how you doing? Total separation. Doing okay. Guaranteed liberties. Cost 31 bureaucracy. Huh. Yeah, that sounds great. 6% chance? I might do that. Let me look at my other options, though, if there's something more useful. War laws aren't great. But they're like a necessary progression into... Well, no, they're not a necessary progression. Fuck that shit, actually. I'd rather have wage subsidies than an old age pension, but the trade unions are, like, completely powerless at the moment, right? Where do I go to see powerless, like, minorities? Only if they're under pressure to do them. That's basically building, like, fucked up workhouses to put all the homeless people in, right? Oh, exit. Okay, thanks. Marginalized interest groups, trade unions. I could stop bolstering the rural folk and bolster them instead. Cost authority. Okay, and go back to looking into laws here. Homesteading. This will radicalize the landowners. Slavery is already banned. Interesting. We have for closed borders. Huh. I'm not. I was just curious. Oh, whoops. Bolsters just, it doesn't cost me anything permanently to do it, right? Yeah, there we go. Have them bolstered. I guess I ended up bolstering both of them by accident. And owners are unhappy. So if I suppress them, does that mean that they're less of a threat? I need to understand this. So suppressing is... Oh, I was? Okay. Doing things that piss them off changes their approval status. Suppressing them makes them less relevant. But those two things are different things. Okay. I think I get it. Oh, current government. I'm getting kind of close to not being contested. That's exciting. Keep looking at these laws here. Nope. I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. I could try homesteading. Eventually we want collectivized agriculture. Really, based on what you see here? I like having one running though, because it's a little decision I can constantly make that's like random. Yeah. Here? Laissez-faire. Ooh. I guess I can try to do the let's have guaranteed liberties thing just for fun. Looks like it's all upside if it passes, but... Okay, so can I do the logging improvement now? It's still a transportation penalty. Maybe if I go to specific ones here, one of the softwood places. Okay. In fact, it's really just the hardwood that would cause the problem. I guess because I have so many logging camps there. All right, that's acceptable for now. So let's see what that does to things. Suppose that's fair. Send a correction to the printers. You lose 2,500 money. Ears for blind squirrels? Should go ahead and build. Let's see what's going on in the market after those changes. God, I still have this wood problem. All right, well, then in that case, I suppose I'll just build more logging camps. I have plenty of infrastructure for it. Now, I was trying to accomplish it by just making the lumber yards more productive, but... Oh, really? And just let it run? Okay. Is this going to show earnings for each subsequent one? Is it like always best to do them in Svalen right now? Is it already accounting for... I'm curious if it doesn't update the estimate until after it's built one of them. Grassroots support. That's exciting. Those build way faster, that's nice. I guess I've mostly been building railways, which take for fucking ever to build. Probably do more railways after this finishes building here. Desperate allies. Ooh, I don't want the success chance, but so many logging camps I have to build. How many forests are in Sweden? Is there like an agreed upon like easiest nation versus hardest nation? I'm curious like what would affect that. Is it the starting conditions of the resources you have access to, or you're immediately starting relationships with other countries? Keep on slandering. You're seeing that in the highlights menu? Oh, okay. Thanks. I might need to make sulfur mines at some point. I see. I'm just curious, like, in the metaphor of the game mechanics, like, what do we think is the one feature of Sweden that makes it so easy? Is it its access to natural resources? Is it its general friendliness with nearby nations? Can deal with this for until it's done. Combination of all of those things, I see. It would be fun to extend this game beyond, like, into the 21st century. I'm sure there's some game that's essentially that, but it would be neat to like see how much just having access to oil affects a lot of like the Middle East. Like how that alone completely breaks everything else. Sweet. They also have a high starting literacy and tech level. That's cool. That's cool. Making powder for free. All right, so go to those really quick. I guess not from that menu. Food industries. Baking powder uses sugar. All right, so how the hell do I make sugar? Sugar. Rye farms, wheat farms, rice farms, maize farms, and sugar plantations. Okay. So kill that. Kill that. Whether or not I can do some of these is based on the land that I have access to, so I literally can't do sugar plantations because of a lack of arable land? Have enclosure, my type of arable land. So because I'm not particularly good at doing it, only some of these can end up producing sugar, right? Okay, if I do apple orchards, I get some sugar. Let me dive this down, I guess. So I could do... getting liquor from potatoes. That's grain. I see. It's 35 sugar production. So then if I check again at food industries and I do baking powder, now it's not a problem. But there was something else I wanted to use sugar for, and it's escaping me at the moment. What the hell was it? I don't think it was liquor. Is it stills to make liquor? Oh yeah, it was liquor. You're right. You're right, my bad. So I could do pot stills. And I was doing that because I was on the list here, right? Alright, so now I have a grain problem from changing everything over. Hey, guaranteed liberty. That was nice and fast. Sweet. Okay. How are we doing in our government here? Gotta remember to click reform. I guess I could go to free trade. Ugh. %30 chance to progress. Well, it pisses off the landowners, so, you know. Is it better than mercantilism? Probably. Alright, you guys are bitching. Guess we can let it progress a step and see what happens. Yeah, exactly. Progress to civil war by -5%. Muzzled activists. Oh, but that just changes the time. It doesn't actually affect overall whether the revolution fails. Does it fail if it goes below 0%? Is that what that's supposed to mean? Yeah, that's fine. It just seems like it's free increase. Okay, so anything that takes it to 0% is enough. -5%. Distance the quarrelsome general from his increasingly insurgent supporters. A year-long fact-finding mission. Drops all assignments and becomes busy. Every time this fills, it automatically goes up by a certain amount. So it goes up by 13%. And that's a function of how many people are pissed off. That's the radicalism amount. So I need to get an event that like drops it by 20% or something to just end it immediately, right? Port in a sea of anger. That would be bad, potentially. Also potentially bad. Officers versus servicemen. think a 1 in 3 chance for minus 10% probably isn't worth it. I think this is actually better EV for me. The second one. Yeah, hell yeah. It's fine. Shell gun. Might need to boot this guy. Heavy-handedness. Who's this guy? Remember? Oh, it's the king. Okay. Try kicking him out here. He's loved, it says. At least one of these. Be recruitable by other countries as an agitator. I guess because I just made it easier for people to have free speech. Okay, I see. Get the fuck out of here. See what that does. You could go like join another country and they could try to come and attack us at some point. Hey, there's pharmaceuticals. All right. Guess I gotta finish the one I'm currently working on, then I can look at health insurance. The Rebels Doctor. Epidemic pops become more radical. That's fine. I mean, it's good to help people. What's the current? I think I'm in trouble. I think I'm gonna get the revolution's gonna happen, and I'm not gonna be able to stop it unless if I get a crazy lucky random event. I guess home affairs are actually helping me here, so that's nice. Free trade reforms recover. Get a setback, but we get enactment success. Is there anything else I can do to help suppress the revolution right now? I really like the revolution mechanic. States that will secede. So loyalist is the opposite of radical. Oh, that didn't work. Where is home affairs? Institutions. Is that under politics? Okay. That would be helpful. Cost 50 weeks, which might be too late. Street side standoff. Confrontations. State penalties from turmoil. mortality per terminal. It does still take, it said it took time to implement, right? Here. I guess I should have done that much sooner. Raising concerns. Yeah, that's fine. Militants have locked themselves in a church, fired upon government personnel, attempting to seize the building. Clergymen become more radical. Church of Sweden becomes more radical. Göttingen gets devastation. Negative impact on everything, basically. Okay. Ooh, I gotta shell the building, I think. How often is this game auto-saving? Is there potentially a save that I could go back to from before this started where I could invest in that institution sooner? All the while, we're still trying to make free trade happen, which is quite funny. Oh shit, I haven't had a tech going. It's pretty bad. It would be nice if it just picked one randomly. Let's see. Chemical bleaching is for bone china, paper bleaching. Which I could use more papers so that I can progress my bureaucracy more. Dissidents. Announce plans for future marcher on government offices. I do like that basically everything you do makes people more radical. Does it not maintain multiple saves? Or is there just like one auto save and then you have to make your own manual saves along the way? I'm actually kind of interested to see what happens if I lose a revolution here. I think I got super lucky when I was playing before the save file loss. Defectors supporting... I guess I don't want the church to improve, but I don't want to spend bureaucracy. I'll live with it, I guess. Free trade. No tariffs or any goods. Okay, so this is maxed out again, so I need to find something else to do with it. I guess I should probably go back to building things. Let me look at the current market situation. Oh my god, I still need more... What am I using all this wood for? Okay, that's fine. Rural... Let's keep going with logging camps, I guess. And I'm literally out of trees. Okay, just do that for now, I guess. Something's running. Hands of the state. Supporters are livid and they're out for blood. Okay, I understand. I'd rather not get more revolution progress. People really want censorship really bad. Good God, y'all. At least the progress is going down. I'm actually curious what's making the progress go down. Maybe it's like the number of angry people is getting reduced. Ugh. Well, ideologically, I'd rather pick this one. Well, no, they both suck, actually. I guess I'd rather get the progress to go down. I like how they give you hard choices in this if you're trying to stick to some moral system. Hey, Bucky, how you doing? Organized crime. Less authority, or is this immediately adding to spend 900 upkeep, basically? It's fine. Is organized crime like taking advantage of the unrest or something? They nailed a list of demands of the government office. It just gives them some approval and some political strength, but maybe it chills them out a little bit. So they seem like they're less pissed after I did that. Mass mutinies. Arrest the traitors. Send them home. Remind them of their duty.
Duty.
Shoot every 10th man. Let's do that one. Okay, hey, increased investment. We got there. Now I was able to, I'm not really sure if I follow. This just costs bureaucracy to do any of these. Okay, I see. Does this cost me nothing to advance to? Doesn't project how much it would cost? Oh, that's what I'm at right now, the golden one. Okay, and I can't do this one due to lack of bureaucracy. I see. Salute the sacrifices our soldiers have made and recognize their need for support. Here's some orders for you. Get out. Yeah, we can say nice things. It just asking me to say nice things. Like, there's no reason not to. What's the deal with the diplomatic plays? Like, do you just automatically declare neutrality if you ignore them? Ooh. Hell yeah, sure. I wonder if I can try to get some more bureaucracy here to fund increasing that thing further, because I'm kind of like leveled out. I'm just stuck at a permanent state of 80% revolution. Let's see. So problem is paper, right? I'm currently researching a tech to help with that, chemical bleaching. I think I could really build more paper mills. We have the water tube boiler. That costs money, effectively. All right, I'll leave it be for now. Protestant devotees have called for a violent revolt. It's not good. Oh, don't do that. Wait, no, I misunderstood. Protect the congregations with soldiers, right? Really? What's that under? Free speech? I can always get rid of it later, right? So it reduces text spread. It makes suppression less effective. What affects suppression, right? Like, as far as I can tell, suppression is a binary. It's either on or it's off. So I can't, like, extra suppress something unless if I have technology that lets me do that. And I could switch it back later, I guess. Yeah, okay. Not happy about it, but if it makes it go away. Can I, like, immediately abandon it? They just care that I tried to do it? It's really funny that you get that many people who are pissed off about censorship. I want to, like, abandon it immediately and see what happens. Oh, no, it didn't work. Sorry, everybody, I tried. Aha! Popular playwright endorses censorship. I'll take the prestige. Maybe I can get it to fail. It'd be interesting to try to intentionally cause a law to fail. That's kind of fun. What are the input goods? Transportation? Okay, so I need more railroads. Still. It's like I always need more railroads. It's kind of a thing that seems to be a theme here. Where was that problem? Shit. Oh, I guess it's already gone. Wait, no, it's in Sveiland. So buildings, development, railway. Okay. Don't you dare pass into consideration. Placated. How pissed are they now? Oh, wait. I thought I got a setback. I got really excited. Let's not let them do that. Well, it just makes them more loyalists, right? So them being loyalists doesn't make them more powerful or increase their influence. It just makes them less likely to be dicks later, right? Triage. I want to pass public health insurance. I'll try that after the censorship thing. No! Why am I rolling so well all of a sudden? Stop. It's really funny to imagine all these people just enraged that there's not censorship. I get that it's like a gameplay abstraction that like any law that people want could lead to a revolution if you ignore it. Okay. And immediately try to pass right of assembly. I could try doing human rights once I get there. What do we want? Censorship. When do we want it? Redacted. Okay. Must be above 0%. I guess I could at least do private to start. But they'll radicalize the trade unions. No, I don't want to do that. Charity hospitals are fine. So I would need really powerful trade unions to have any chance at public health insurance. So sad. Yeah, exactly. It's very funny. But I can't. Oppose the monarchy, oppose oligarchy, professional army. No, I'm gonna support the trade unions even if it causes me to lose the game. Because it's fun. This game isn't about making the most money. It's about sticking to your ideals, even when it causes your country to collapse. That's what happened to me in Suzerain as well. Let's see. I know this makes things harder for me. What are they most pissed about? Well, yeah. Let's see what I can do about the oligarchy. Radicalize the landowners. Trade unions are okay with it, though. So anytime it says this will radicalize them, does that mean that they're immediately going to revolt, or it just means that they'll be marked as radicalized? I guess if they're in the negative, they're already counted as radical. Is that right? All of these would change the legitimacy because you don't want to vote for a king. I could try technocracy. It's basically identical, but it pisses off the trade unions a little bit less and further annoys the landowners and the industrialists. Rule by experts, right? Has there ever been a real world technocracy? Has that ever actually been tried? Right, I was gonna build rail, which I'm currently doing. I could do another one. Yeah, right. It's kind of hard to say whether whether it would have worked. Enactment time, success chance. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Caretaker administrations, parliamentary democracies. Okay, so I've got the steam donkey, which is now something that I could consider for mines primarily, right? There's a lot of things that fall under the topic of tools, it seems like. Vacuum canning. Is there any technology that gets me more tools or contributes to making tools more easily? Pneumatic tools. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get there. So it's building, tooling workshop. So steel tools, but I would need steel. Water tube boiler, which I guess I can do right now. Increases employment. Doesn't actually help me right now in terms of making more tools, right? So I get more tools with steel tools and machine steel tools, so I'd have to find a way to deal with steel. Okay, so if I wanted to make steel, I think I can't in this country, if I recall correctly. Oh no, I can do steel mills. And part of the reason the earnings are so low is because I currently am not using steel at all, right? So maybe I could look for steel. Where is it? It looks like a girder, right? I scrolled past it. I scrolled past it like 7 times or something, didn't I? Where the fuck is steel? I would have to start this first to see. Okay, hold on. Steel tools. Very low productivity, 0. So I hit continue while paused. Then I go to market. And now I look for steel. Would it show up in trade, import, steel? So like I could start importing it. I guess my theory is that it looks unproductive right now, but it could become productive once I have a bunch of it. I guess I also could try to just build the steel mill. Oh, so this, it looks like now it shows as though it would be earnings positive because I'm guessing it's still based on sorry, I can use my words. It's still basing that on using steel tools. I guess I could start by just making it and then switch to the tools afterward and see what happens. And nationalism. Elitists. Less political strength for aristocrats. I think I want the academics to be radical. Yeah, I guess a lot of the arguments about the rule of the enlightened elite is specifically talking about like aristocratic families, right? Not necessarily actual experts. You talk about the goal of technocracy. Let's do human rights. It's helpful for other things. I heard there's a lot of like philosophers that would argue that aristocrats are automatically experts, and it's like, ugh, because they have more resources to access education. I don't know if that makes them experts just by virtue of being wealthy. What are we doing over here on the market? Well, they work on grain, and I have an excess of furniture. Who can afford to learn to be a technocrat? Yeah. It gets very messy very quickly. I feel like I really need to... Next time I try this, I have to use my convoys more. I'm just kind of sitting on convoys and not using them. Out of curiosity, can I do trade agreements with anybody? No. Can I improve relations with anybody? Not that particularly matters. Confucian technocracy led to the fall of Ming China. Andrea gets the problem that a lot of people in science who feel like they've been very successful are like, oh, I'm so successful. It's clearly because of how competent I am. And it's like, do you have any idea like how many opportunities you had to, you know, to even be able to go to undergrad and not have to have a job at the same time as you were an undergrad, and to be able to live on a grad student stipend? Like, that already puts you way ahead of a lot of people who might be very good physicists but couldn't afford to do it, right? You get a lot of like positive feedback loops that reinforce the idea that I'm so great, I'm so great, I'm such an expert. And it's like, yeah, but how much of your success is attributable to luck and circumstance? Yeah, I guess I have no choice. Should be looking at this menu more. I actually have an excess of wood now. Okay. So it can be used in... Need more paper, need more tools. Furniture, glass, tooling, paper mills. I am trying to get more paper. If I want to use more wood, I essentially just need to build more paper mills, right? Deliciousness of the chicken isn't attributable to luck. Oh, that sucks. So it doesn't actually end, it just completely resets it whenever that happens, when it says we have to do a complete rewrite. Oh, shit, man, I'm having this capture card issue today. Sorry, y'all. Let me see if I can... I cut out again. Hardware. Well, finally, after all this time. Will not stop bitching about wage subsidies. Sure. Yeah. Let's go. Off to the fire with the notion. Can I even do wage subsidies? Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. Just gotta get the old age pension. Don't threaten me with a good time, y'all. Why is my chance for success so high? That's like really shocking. A new political movement to preserve no social security is formed. Censorship is empowering labor? Really? How so? How are they using censorship? Oh, sure. And that's the main thing I'm bolstering. Interesting. It's kind of a neat way to abstractly represent the effect of censorship. It's making the suppression harder, right? It makes suppression less effective and bolstering more effective. Still going. I miss a pop-up. Is that what this is? Oh, I misread. I thought it said it was negative 40%. That sucks. Okay, that's sweet. Turn on censorship much sooner next time. Increase by negative 40%. Okay, I guess I understand. Sure. Kind of a confusing way to present it. All right, 1 in 4 chance get to ascent. See what happens once these steel mills are built. I have a feeling, we'll see. I'm down to keep playing Victoria. I'm learning new things each time, even though I had to restart my save due to the game getting patched too many times for my old save to work. But it would be really funny if I like get to steal every stream and my save file is always inadequate for the next session. Oh, damn it. Stop. I haven't seen that happen before where the law just stalls. Maybe it's just a really low roll where it doesn't even give you a prompt. I actually want this to pass. I didn't want censorship to pass. I guess you could do a thing where you like strategically enact censorship early to suppress the fuck out of the church and the landowners and then accept free speech. Oh, City of Plenty. I don't like either of those. Sweet. Wonder if this one just has fewer events that are associated with it. Sweet. All who are willing to work have a right to eat. Hell yeah. Okay. So, homesteading, let me make sure I understand. So, tenant farmers means that agricultural land is owned by hereditary elites. Workers are not tied to the land and may seek alternative employment. Okay. I could try doing collectivized agriculture. Oh, that's pretty cool. Pretty sick. I need socialism first in the command economy. Homesteading. Farmers that claim to lots of land and they work alongside their hired laborers. Increase political strength of farmers. Interesting. So you have to pick one production method. You can't use... Or is this saying that there are some that get banned and some that get added? Or is it saying that you have to use one across your entire country? Yeah. Interesting. It doesn't tell me which get banned or which get added. Can I get rid of child labor already? God damn it. I'm working on it, I guess. This will radicalize the landowners. So I'll have no chance with that. I could try to do total separation of church and state. This allows some production methods. All pops in Sweden immediately reconsider their interest group support. Oh, I didn't know that laws were costing me bureaucracy. Okay, my bad. I can try to do the government admin standardized filing system thing if it doesn't cause me huge problems with paper. Need to look at my situation with paper. I guess I've spent some time trying to improve the paper situation. Does passing laws generate institutions necessarily? I mean, it makes sense if like that, if you were passing like law enforcement, that it would. Increase welfare payments. So it doesn't cost you any bureaucracy to increase welfare payments because instead you're paying treasure essentially. 20% enactment. I don't mind the rural folk. So why wasn't it showing me? Like, this one says... I guess it's not showing... It was telling me when I couldn't afford it. What we got up here? Really like to work on standard of living increases. It's already did welfare. Sure. Euro per level. Yeah, I wish it was on the tooltip. So it would cost me an extra 33 to go from 1 to 2. Am I reading that right? So what would I need for level 4 and level 5 education? Is it like time locked or something? And nationalism. Kind of want to go crazy on increasing all of these. That would involve increasing all of my bureaucracy by a whole bunch. require way more paper. Government admin. Already switched professional bureaucrats. Could probably switch to secular admin. Human rights unlocked. Oh, okay, so that increases the max institution investment in Social Security. I see. Compulsory primary school and children's rights. I can theoretically go for feminism. Civilizing mission. No, that's okay. Let's try it now. I don't think it takes quite as long now, right? 27 months. So is it like the later, as time passes, the lower technologies take less time to research? Is that because of like the technology already existing elsewhere in the world or something? Get some coal from France. Is that enough? Probably need more coal mines. I could try to make them better. This spends tools to get more coal. Ah, so if you get the entire lower tiers unlocked, I see. Didn't realize that. Yeah, I think universities make sense, and I should probably end up doing more of that. Desperate allies. The rural folk again? Hell yeah. Everybody wins. But I guess because I've bolstered them so much, they're really going to push for homesteading, which is probably fine. Sure. Yeah. Pass now soon. Now, since that says it causes everyone to reevaluate their interest groups, is that basically a way of saying this is why the church isn't going to exist as an interest group anymore once you pass it? I guess they still have to exist to be pissed off about it, right? Let's do government admin. Because the problem is paper is why it's projecting it's going to be expensive, right? So if I made more paper, I could help deal with that problem. Do paper bleaching, which requires dye. Okay, let's see. Can I get dye? How the fuck do I get dye? Do I even have dye on the list right now? Oh yeah, good call, since I just made a pretty significant change. All right, 78. For an actual legitimate government. And now the religious people are completely gone. Just about. Do I even need to bother spending resources on suppressing them if they're already this low? I'm sure there's some threshold where it makes sense to stop suppressing. Wait until they're marginalized. Okay. This is maxed out. I can probably do something. Basically convert that into administrative buildings until I have enough paper that this is paying for itself. want to increase this. Now it takes time to go from each level to the next level, basically. Let me see. And then there's some technology I'm going to need to unlock. I wish it told me what tech I needed for level 4 education. Presumably I need one, right? I needed one to increase. Maybe there's like multiple techs that can increase the cap. The child labor. %. Ooh-wee. So it's like they won't. I can't improve their education because they're being forced to work in the mines right now because the children long for the mines. Gotcha. Man, those people like almost overthrowing the country because they weren't getting censored enough really did a lot for... This is a fun game. I kind of get it. Like, obviously, I don't understand most of the complexity of it, and I'm still just trying to play it based on vibes. And if bad shit happens, oh well. You know, it was fun to learn and kind of get a bit of an intuition. Oh my god, I've got so much wood. Okay, what the fuck? Do I have like an export route or something? Probably not anything that can deal with that. I think maybe the way you enjoy Paradox games is just accepting that you don't know what the fuck is going on and like letting individual events happen and be like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. They're mad at me because I did this stupid thing an hour ago. Whatever. Fine. It's not like you can win the game. I guess it almost reminds me borderline of like Dwarf Fortress, where it's about like goofy emergent narratives where you can turn the game off and say, yeah, it was really funny, like everybody was pissed off that I wasn't censoring them and they almost like overthrew the country in the name of censorship. Yeah, like the fun part is all of the crazy interacting simulations in the same way you get with Dwarf Fortress. Right, it's like it's a narrative generator basically, and you can try to like use your hand to move things in certain directions, but you're limited in your ability to do that. This is about to go. Huzzah! Okay, but people probably hate all of this right now. I'll go take a look. You know, you never know. Protected speech. So radicalize the Church of Sweden. Well, they don't fucking matter anymore, so who cares? But that probably makes it so bolstering sucks or something. Improves technology spread. Okay, so the only downside of censorship then is the tech spread. Huh. Yeah, I figured the suppression would have to be boosted. That makes more sense, like, from a flavor perspective. I was surprised that it didn't seem to do that at first. But I guess it's just because I misunderstood. Oh, bolstering and suppression are completely not allowed in that situation? That's interesting. Gotcha. We already got public schools. I lucked out with that pretty early. Fuck colonial exploitation. No chance there right now. Could go to this temporarily, but I don't want to piss off the trade unions. They're my friends. And I can't do old age pensions. I could try getting out of monarchy now. I'm gonna radicalize the armed forces? National militia. Check that too. Party state. Requires political agitation. Suffrage. Radicalize the Church of Sweden. Could try doing technocracy again. I can't do anything in labor rights, unfortunately. People hate it too much. Oh, really? Oh, that hurts. I guess they're like, well, it's better than what we currently have. Yeah. We don't care about what the Church of Sweden wants, so... I like the way this game makes you think about, like, incremental change. And not jumping straight to communism. Okay. So we got socialism, but there's nothing I can do with it right now. Mood. I guess that probably lets me start going to individual, like, ownership on buildings and saying that the workers can cooperatively own it, or do I need to, like, pass a law for that to be possible first? Take a look. Oh, how do I get merchant cooperatives? I have to do cooperative ownership law. Yeah. Exactly. And that's under... Right. Okay. So it's going to take a while for me to get there, is what we're saying. Oh, wow. My government's, like, suddenly super pissed. Well, we can do this really quick for now. That's industrialists, petite bourgeoisie, and armed forces, but no intelligentsia. I don't know what abruptly changed. Was that, like, going to... Is it because I'm trying to push wealth voting that it automatically there's a government problem? Well, Jesus, that sucked immediately. Damn. Try it again. Oh, I'm blocked from trying to change it for several years, right? Because it failed. Yeah, they're almost they are marginalized now. Okay, cool. Sure, why not? Do I want a secret police? Is that good? I'd like to have a university. I can fuck the industrialists later. Okay, we got about 5 minutes left here because it took me some time to boot the game up. This game takes like several minutes just to load. It's kind of funny. That's under it's not secret police, right? Because this is for the army. Come on. Or is it internal security, right? So I already have guaranteed liberties. So that means suppression is better. They should make that green if it's supposed to be better. Isn't guaranteed liberties better? I guess it's just a question of which interest groups you're supporting in the process. Yeah. That's fine. I may as well do homesteading. They've been asking for it forever, and I'm not mad about it. I guess it affects some of my, I wish I could see which things it blocks. Oh, I see. And it disallows serfdom and privately owned. Yeah. That's fine. Great, even. At least it's a step in the right direction. This game and Suzerain have been very politically effective little simulations. I think one of the things you want to convey in people's heads is this shit's complicated, yo. I've always talked about the why don't they just problem. Like, why don't we just do X? And how whenever you start a sentence with that, you're oversimplifying something. And Victoria 3 is the game that's about, this is why you don't just do X. Let's do... I guess I was making steel to make steel tools. Is that enough yet? No. Yeah, I guess I can make more steel mills. The Bessemer process uses more iron, which is fine. I'm fine on iron. It uses more tools that I might eventually need to do to have them feed into themselves. And I guess steel is going to be kind of shitty at first until I'm able to use it for tools, right? Kind of have to take the L to start with, it seems like. Oh, you mean like increase this? I wasn't doing that because I did it in my first episode and it was a huge mistake. This just makes all construction faster when you do it. I can pay the upkeep for it, is what y'all are saying. That's about time. So, future Marstead, once again, I'm sorry. I can't help you. Do your best. Try to figure it out. Market is still helpful. Sort by balance, sort by market price to identify problems. Highlights, read the existing text file, maybe use these steel railway cars, because you do have a lot of railroads that you could look into. Should be under development, railway, and you can see steam trains too, maybe. If you hover over one of these and there's not an error up here saying that it's going to cause you a problem, oh, that's not good. I have to figure out why that is. Yeah, so like input shortage of steel is the problem there. You're currently trying to make steel so you can make steel tools. So maybe if the save file hasn't been corrupted by patches, try to continue building more steel mills. Try to switch this over to steel tools and see if that increases your productivity across the board. If you have a surplus income of more than 5, it's worth increasing construction. Okay, because otherwise this kind of gets wasted, you were saying? Doesn't go in the war chest or whatever. Thanks for keeping this on your sub block. Sorry this took so long to finally get scheduled, but hey, we played Vicky 3 at last.